this is the practical side of train fast, move fast. So going back to what I said in the lecture, that to really improve the physical function of older adults, we need to do speed training. We need to train fast, right? We know that strength training alone doesn't quite improve the function like we think it would, or that it does. It only improves function maybe 20%, where speed training improves function a lot more. So the one thing I could stress is we have to do more speed training and power training with older adults. That kind of has to be the emphasis, the staple of training. It has the biggest impact on their physical function than really anything we can do. It's taken me years to really adopt that and really get into that, because we're so focused on the strength training. It's so embedded in what we do. And it really takes a significant shift to transfer over into more speed and power training. We've been doing it for a while, and we've had Kaiser equipment for 15 years. There's no better equipment than Kaiser for doing speed training. I don't work for Kaiser, I don't get paid for Kaiser, it's just what we've had from the very beginning, and it's just what we use. We have a lot of pieces, I won't go through them all, but we have like performance trainers and functional trainers, we have the machines, we have the rack, and we have an air runner, which I'll show you later. But to go more into kind of the specifics about why Kaiser, or why we have Kaiser, is because the resistance stays real even with the muscle contraction, no matter the speed. Okay, so if you go slow, the resistance is going to stay right on top of that muscle. So is mass, so is free weight. Once you start going really fast, the mass, the weight, is going to have that jerky feel. It's going to be loaded up on that first kind of initial push or pull of the movement, loaded up, and then it's going to, the momentum is going to then, kind of go off the muscle. Where the Kaiser is just boom, boom. So here's the resistance, here's the muscle, it just stays right on it. Okay, so I can kind of demonstrate it here. I'm just going to do a simple row, a pull. Okay, that's just a pull, right? If I pull really fast, go on here, and this was mass, this was a plate system with weights. Now if I went real fast, okay, this would go kunk, right? Kunk, because of that speed, it's not going to be conducive for that mass. Kaiser, okay, there's no loading up on that initial movement or at the end of the movement, okay? That's why we can train fast with the Kaiser, and it's also a lot easier on the joints. Now, it also has this power readout, which we use a lot. I use it to demonstrate what it means for clients, and I'll show you how I do that. And then I'll show you how we use it in a real easy way to get clients to train fast. So let me show you. So come over here and take if I put this on a real heavy resistance, okay? So 45 pounds is gonna be a pretty heavy resistance, all right? Now, I cannot move that fast because it's too heavy, okay? So go ahead and turn the camera this way. So that's too heavy. I can't move it fast. I can move it once. I'm not that strong, but I can't move it fast. Okay, so if you come and look now at the peak power, it says 128. Okay, so remember that, 128. Okay, I'm going to reset that to 0. Okay, I'm going to put the resistance down to really light now. So remember the number, 128. I'm going to take that resistance down to something I can move really fast. Okay, I'm going to take it down to 4.9. Well, make it even 5 pounds. Okay, I should really move this fast, right? Okay. Wow, that's fast. Okay, that was pretty fast. But look at the peak power, 166. Okay, very similar to the 158 when I had it on a real heavy resistance that I could just pull one time. All right, so let's find something in between. Let's take that resistance to something that I can move fast still, but it still's got some resistance, and see what the peak power turns out to be. So let's put it at 30. 27, not that strong. Okay, 27, okay. There, now I can move it fast, and it's got some resistance. Okay, so that peak power jumped all the way to 629. Okay, so that's pretty significant. that's how I'll demonstrate how power works with the client, so they understand, you know, that there's got to be some resistance there for that speed. So the other thing that I'll use it for is if we have a client and we're having them do some speed training on this pole, okay? So I'll have them do like, you know, 8 quick pulls around there. But what I'm shooting for is come back over here to the monitor. You can see with each repetition, this 97 number, that's the percentage of the 451. So 451 was my greatest peak power on those repetitions. Okay, so keep it there. Okay, so I'm gonna pull there. I just jumped up to 538, so I went higher, and that's 100%. So I'm gonna keep going, and I want my clients to keep this current power 85 or higher, okay? So they're gonna go, there's 85, there's 100, 84. I want to keep going until where they keep above 85. Once they drop below 85, I'm gonna have them stop, because I want them to remember that quick, powerful movement. I want their neurological system to remember that. We're gonna stop there before they drop below it, because we don't want them to think slow or stop on a slower rep, so that they can, so that's kind of embedded. All right, so that's how the Kaiser arrow works. So I'll take you through some of the other kind of things we do with our clients. So that's one of them. The other one we'll do on this performance trainer or the functional trainer. So we have both. The functional trainer, which I'll show you in a minute, is the most versatile. It can do pretty much everything, and so can the performance trainer. The performance trainer is just a little bit more limited because it's just a single column. We'll do this high to low. Okay, so we'll come out, come squat straight down, explode up, okay, from a low position to a high position. And we'll do 6 reps on each side, keeping our eye on what that percentage power is, okay, or current power in relation to the peak power. Okay, well, while we're here, I'll show you this one. So the idea here is not to go through and show you like everything these machines can do. It is limitless. I mean, there's so many things you do. Well, we like to stick with what is a big bang for your buck exercise, and we focus on the quality of those movements and just try to ingrain those movements. So again, you can get super creative with them, but we stick with what really works and ones that work for us. So the one leg straight leg deadlift, very, very advanced move. I'm just going to show you. Some of your clients will be able to do it, but it's this one here, right? And you can use mass with a dumbbell, kettlebell, or a cable. But what we like to do is once we establish good movement pattern on this exercise, is we'll have them pop up fast. Okay, so it's slow down and then it's a pop up fast. Okay, keeping an eye again on that monitor. One leg straight leg deadlift. Okay, over here. Let's go. This one we use with pretty much everybody. Our 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds, 40-year-olds, and it's just a, call it a slam down. And what's nice about it is it has the hinge movement, one of the 5 fundamental movements that Dan John talks about so much. We'll put our hands like this, start up high, and then come down fast. Okay? It's a pulling action, and it's got that hinge movement. The other one we'll do on this functional trainer, which is an upper body fast movement, is the push-pull. We'll put these on horizontal. Take it with the right hand here, left hand here. Okay. So I like it because it has an upper body component to it of this fast movement. Super good core exercise because I'm going to want to have them stabilize here and in the hips and do a fast movement with it. Okay, so you can do it a couple ways. You can just do it fast on the concentric part, slow on the eccentric, or make it fast continuously. I like both. I like really fast continuously. Why? Because I'm trying to maximize as much speed with clients as I possibly can, because we don't do it hardly ever. We're just lacking in that. So, you know, the speed is it's so critical and so important for so many reasons. You know, I mentioned in the lecture part how it's really critical speed is to stimulate the labyrinth, which is in the inner ear. So if we stimulate that labyrinth part of the inner ear, then we're going to improve their balance. Okay, so this is another critical way to improve your client's balance, is by some kind of faster speed movement. Any one of these things we're doing so far will do that. And then I'll show you what we utilize a lot for that purpose on the Total Body Trainer bike in a minute. Okay, so yeah, the other one I want to show you here. One of my other favorites, because this is another upper body quick movement. And it's going to go well with the next one I'm going to show you, which is the air runner, right? So I'm trying to get them to mimic what they do, you know, in terms of walking, but we're going to really accentuate our movement on this one. So we're going to hold it like this, the straps like that, come out. Again, there's a lot of variations to these, but I'm going to have them stand with their feet together, okay, and then just do these fast arms. What's important is that once your arm has this angle here, or this 90-degree angle in the elbow, you tell them that this becomes like a cast now. It's in a cast. The elbow's not moving, but from the shoulder it is, okay? So that's how you want to move, is from the shoulder, and then go as fast as you possibly can, stabilizing here. Imagine doing that with mass. It just wouldn't work. But with the Kaiser Air, right, I can, and that contraction, the resistance is staying right on that muscle, just solid as can be, okay? Oh yeah, so the air runner. So that's good upper body movement. Again, this one here is just fabulous because it has great hip extension, and it just really nails the lower body. I have several of our 70 and 80-year-olds on here. The way that I'm going to show you. So there's two ways you can do this. Placing your feet on there, putting them in, and then put them in the baskets. Okay, and then you come down into this position here, like a sprinter's position. From here, I have them just kind of go half speed at first. Okay, then come up and rest here. When we do this, usually we do it for 4 to 5 seconds. It's really short because we're going for fast and explosive movement. No reason, unless you want conditioning, to push it into 8, 9, 10 seconds. But for most of what we're doing here, I want a short quality burst, 4 to 5 seconds. And then they're done, we'll come up, maybe do 2 or 3 sets like that. We're done, go do something else. Maybe I'll come back and revisit that again. I'm out of breath, I'm out of shape, I should work out more. Okay, come over here. I want to show you one more with the performance trainer. That's really important. And this is another hip extension. But what happens when we get older, and where most older adults have a problem, when they stand up from a chair or from the floor or whatever, and they lose their balance, they lose their balance, is if they go back, usually they fall backward. and they lack the ability to right themselves by putting their leg back quickly. Okay, so it's that movement back quickly on the hip extension. That's why the air runner is, one reason why it's so good is because of that hip extension, they can hurry and move that foot back. Well, we can do the same thing with the performance trainer. So, come on here. Okay, so what we're going to do here, okay, is I'm going to practice this foot coming back fast like that, okay? So, so I'm standing here, and I'm just going to move that foot back as fast as I can, okay? So with that right foot forward, my left hand's going to be forward. I'm going to stabilize and teach them to stabilize and accentuate the arm movement. Accentuating that arm movement is what's going to get that leg to go back. And stabilizing here, okay? Stable core, accentuate arm movement is what's going to get that leg to go back. Again, practicing that movement, of course you'll do both sides, but practicing that movement is going to help them recover if they lose their balance back. Because we don't ever practice that. Super, super good exercise to help older adults recover their balance if they start to go back. Okay, last thing. I'm really out of shape. I'm embarrassed. Okay, and now I gotta get on this beast. Okay, so this is like a Schwinn Airdyne, or the assault bikes. We went with Kaiser because no noise. You know, those fans kind of create noise. We didn't want a lot of noise in our facility. So, all right, quick story. Last summer, I was at this barbecue, and this 80-year-old gentleman asked me about, what can I do to improve my balance? I said, well, practice balancing on one foot and all those things, gain strength. And he's someone who does work out quite a bit. And I said, you know what you can do? I said, do you have a bike where you're working? I said, yeah, of course. I said, get on your bike and go as fast as you can on your bike for 4, 5, 6 seconds. Rest 20, 30 seconds, and do that like 8, 9, 10 times in a row. Just that short, that fast. I said, that will improve your balance. So I'm telling him that, and there was a woman who's listening to me explain this to him, and she looks at me, she goes, that makes sense. She said, and she was an ear, nose, throat surgeon back in Germany years ago, and she said, that makes sense to me. She goes, the labyrinth in the inner ear needs speed to be stimulated, and that's what helps with balance. So all these, again, fast movements will help with that, but this one really is a good one for enhancing that speed movement or stimulating that labyrinth. So what we do here is pretty simple. Is I'll say go, and they'll just go as fast as they can. Okay, 5 or 6 seconds. Not going to take their breath away too much. Let them rest for 20, 30. Okay, I won't wait that long, but then have them go again. Fast as they can go. Okay, 5 or 6 seconds. Stop. Like I said, we'll do 6 or 7 or 8 of those. If we want to make it more conditioning, then we'll go longer, maybe 10 or 15 seconds, with longer rest in between. But we're not looking for that right now. We're looking for pure speed and power training for all the benefits that we covered in the lecture. But there's the practical side of it. If you have any questions, call me. My phone number, my email is on the lecture part in the PowerPoint slide. And that's it. Thank you.